Hey, my name is Tycho Brahe, and today we're going to talk about the Industrial Revolution. Now, I'm a little hoarse right now, so my voice might change a little bit in the middle of this video. Oh god.
How did the advent of the factory system and new technologies during the Industrial Revolution lead to economic and social change?
Well, you see, there's four different parts to that question. Sweeping economic change, sweeping social changes, specific tech, and family and gender structure. So let's just jump into it with specific tech. So, first up, the orbit of the planets was discovered by me, Tycho Brahe. I made Kepler! He's my. Nah, I'm just playing. At the root of the Industrial Revolution in Britain were new technologies that powered industry. The first industry to emerge in industrial Britain was the textile industry. Countless technologies improved the efficiency of the textile industry in Britain. The spinning jenny helped with cotton production in Britain. Others like the power loom, flying shuttle, and spinning loom all increased efficiency. In addition, with the advent of steam power, the transport of goods and people became much faster. Early railroads connected British cities, speeding up the trade and transporting raw materials in British colonies. Steamships transported goods much faster through the navigable rivers of Britain and between British colonies, but not as fast as Danish ones. The Bessemer process was used to create steel, which was much stronger than iron and was used to create stronger buildings and metal machinery. Finally, the factory system was created. A system of interchangeable parts for creating mechanical products was created, reducing downtime and the need for specialized labor. That, combined with the assembly line, created a system where low-skilled workers were constantly working at a maximum efficiency, revolutionizing manufacturing and the economics of the world forever. Hey, wasn't that neat? Now we're moving on to social sweeping changes.
You can't talk about the Industrial Revolution without talking about the factory. Personally, I spent my days partying, but these guys are now shifting to monotonous labor. We used to use the old putting out system of cottages, but these days work has gotten even harder than it was before, not to mention boring. I'd rather look at stars and do calculations all day. Long and continuous work hours on a schedule were new, and therefore hard to adapt to for the workers. The consequences for factory leaders, in contrast, were that in their chase for maximum efficiency, they began to see human labor as expendable, as a cog in the machine, rather than experienced professionals.
So now we're going to be moving on to economic sweeping changes.
Just like my astronomical models, the Industrial Revolution's innovations brought with it great changes to how Europe approached its economy. The birth of modern capitalism meant a need for competition and production on unprecedented levels. New tech exacerbated this. You're making more product in less time, and even more people are buying it at lower prices. The well-oiled machine of industrialization has just started. It makes sense that Britain's early focus on industrialized textile production brought them to the top of the world. It also makes sense that with it, the rest of Europe would begin to copy their economic success in any way they could.
Man, that was fun. But you know what I'm ready to talk about? It's family and gender structures.
The Industrial Revolution brought with it a drastic restructuring of society. The mass migration of people to urban areas to work in factories meant the end of the traditional family structure where the father self-sustained the family and the wife looked after the kids and household. Being self-sufficient was no longer a possibility for families in cramped cities, which is why at this time, women and children entered the workforce on a large scale to work wage labor in factories. The size of families also decreased as children were no longer needed to work on farms, and people were not making enough money from factories to support large families. The Industrial Revolution also caused a decrease in human life expectancy, an increase in infant mortality, and a general decrease in the standard of living, as people were now crammed into polluted cities and worked in dangerous work environments. In general, the factory system caused a dehumanization of people, who were now seen as mere expendable parts of a larger mechanism that was the Industrial Revolution.
Thanks for watching.